Hi, I'm Steve Boccieri. We're here in the Research and Performance Center in Scottsdale, Arizona, and today you're actually in my private office. I thought this segment that we're going to call this segment Wedge Works could be done right here in my office. And I'd like to share some information that I received in a test. It was done by Titleist, but I thought it would be interesting to share with our customers. And it's all about your wedges and the grooves of your wedges, and do those grooves actually wear out? Well, obviously it has a lot to do with the amount you play, but they did some really relative testing at 75 rounds and 125 rounds, and they had some pretty good information that they got from a robotic swing device. And in a new wedge, when you hit a new wedge, an 80-yard shot, they achieved 8,500 RPM, and they had a rollout from the wedge of 10 feet. And then what was really interesting, that after 75 rounds with the same wedge, they produced 7,700 RPM, and the rollout of the wedge was 18 feet. And then when they achieved 125 rounds with that same wedge, the rollout was 24 feet, and it was 6,500 RPM. So obviously a lot has to do with how often do you play, how often do you practice, and really what kind of wear is occurring on your wedges. And the reason that I bring that forward is that the wedges are typically made out of carbon steel. Our wedges here, our heavy wedge, is made of carbon steel, just like a Vokey. And it's a softer material, and it does tend to wear out a lot quicker. The faces are what they call fly cut, so they're actually a milled type of face, and the grooves are engraved. So the compression of the ball actually collapses that under microscopic views. When you take a look at that at high power, you can see what's actually happening. The other thing that happens is the edges become a little softer and rounder, and when a new wedge comes out, the reason that you achieve so much higher spin rate at that point is because there's these microscopic edges that tend to wear off almost immediately after you buy a wedge. Anyhow, I thought that information was really interesting, and that wedges are something that's a high performance golf club, so that when you hit the green you want it to stop, or you hit the green you want it to back up. Has every much to do with getting close proximity to the hole.